Welcome to the podcast for the sisters and bros. It will make you laugh from your head to your toes. Talking about their lives, from the highs to the lows. And the name of the title goes, The Sloppy Joes.
Welcome everyone to the Sloppy Joes podcast. Round of applause for us all. Here we go. And we've got our second special guest of the new Sloppy Joes 2.0. He is Josh Jones, comedian, and we thank you very much for joining us. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
I feel like we've got so much to get through from the top of the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just going through some of Josh's highlights of his career.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
To the fact that he has also been on the back pages of some of the newspapers in the sports section to do with Manchester United. So that ticks a lot of our boxes.
Oh yeah, because I didn't really know it was a big United thing, but I do.
Well, we try and move away from United, don't we?
We don't really talk about football on here.
Well, I last year, because my brother's a United, well, all my family are United fans. I'm not that bothered.
Okay.
Although I did work at Old Trafford about 10 years ago.
What did you do?
I had a big cooler bag of beer and I had a little bum bag and I had to stand there and go, £4 a bottle. So I did work there when I was
I've been to Old Trafford a fair few times. I've never seen that happen.
It was about 10 years ago. I don't know if it still happens.
Did you do a lot? Did you sell a lot?
Did you sell a lot?
Yeah, I sold okay.
Yeah.
It was easy as well because it was... Everything was £4, so it was only 4 times 10.
Yeah, so you didn't have to do too many adding up.
Yeah, so it's good. But then people used to just down it because you couldn't take the bottles in the
Yeah, that's true.
ring.
You can't, the ring.
The Coliseum.
The Coliseum.
Yeah, you can't take the bottles in the Coliseum.
Some people used to buy them and then just neck them in front of you.
Yeah. But my dad tried to, my dad took me to United when I was a kid to try and get me into it. My family have tried for a long time, but I just can't.
What's the closest you think you've been into it?
So last year my brother took me to Wembley, and it was Man United versus Brighton.
FA Cup semi-final, I believe.
And I've told this story on stage because I was genuinely conflicted about which one to choose from as a gay man comedian, United or Brighton. And I say I go with United because I'm more northern than I am gay because I've had more pies in my mouth than cocks. But I did go, so we went to Wembley, and then because I took a photo of me and my brother at Wembley, I put it on my Instagram, and then there's a thing called Match of the Day X. So
it's them trying to be cool, isn't it?
This is where they bring in Jermaine Genius.
Yeah, so
they bring in the slightly younger crowd.
But I didn't know I said to my brother afterwards, I was like, he's a nice guy, that presenter. I didn't know he was a footballer.
Yeah.
I'd never met.
Oh, so you went straight to? Did you see
you in the
these
studio?
Guys? No, So the day after United and Brighton, I got a phone call from my agent. So the day after I went to Wembley, can you be on Match of the Day X? The day after, so 2 days after Wembley, I were on Match of the Day. And then they were asking me, they asked me if I can come up with my all-time favourite United squad, my favourite team choosing from the alumni. So I had to pick my favourite 11 players from whatever. Yeah. And then I just came up with a list. I sent my brother the list. My brother was like, no. And I was like, I'm doing it. So I sent the list and then put it on, but they put it on the official Match of the Day Twitter, which has over 3 million football fans on it.
Shit.
And the channel were happy because they've never had that much comment.
Engagement.
Yeah, and it went through the roof, and then it was took on by newspapers, and my dad was pissing himself because it was newspapers in other languages as well. And it was basically all of them was gay comedian chooses football team. United fans outraged. I pissed everybody off.
Jesus.
Obviously, I don't care about football, so I find this hilarious.
Amazing.
I find it so funny. And I don't even have Twitter anymore, so it wasn't affecting me. But I had people messaging me I hope you're better at comedy than you are at choosing your fantasy football team. They took it.
Presumably you are though, because one is your job that you're really good at, and one is something you got asked to do by a TV show.
I think they thought that I thought I knew about football.
That you were
But
top red.
But I made it clear on the show that I shouldn't be on this show.
So can you give us a few of the names that are on that list?
So Barthez.
Yeah, let's start. Let's start with Barthez in goal.
Because I chose Barthez because when I was young, when my dad, because I'm 31, so when my dad was dragging me to the pub to watch football, that was when Barthez was on, and I always kind of fancied him in a weird way.
He's got a sort of.
He did a lot of things with his shorts, didn't he?
As well.
Yeah, he likes to pull the
spat
bunny
a lot
up.
as well, which says too much about me.
One of the few short sleeve goalkeepers in England as well. You see it on the continent, but it's usually too cold here. But Barthez stuck with a short sleeve.
And one of the story, didn't he get fined for having a piss on a football pitch or something?
Yeah, something like that. You're right. Is that?
I'm not into piss, but I'm into rebels.
Yeah, of course.
So,
That is the biggest rebel.
So he was quite fit, so I chose him. Also, I was really struggling. I don't watch football anymore, so all of it was just the football players I could remember from when I was a kid. And I couldn't think of any other goalie apart from Barthez.
Fair enough.
Who was before him?
Peter Schmeichel.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And then there's his son one now.
Kasper Schmeichel.
For United.
No, unfortunately not. You couldn't pick him.
He made his career with most of his career with Leicester.
Van der Sar. Do you remember? We could have picked him.
I remember Van der Sar.
He's not bad, was he?
No, he was all right.
Not a rebel though. Not as good looking as Barthez.
Straight laced, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He just does it by the book every time. Van der Sar.
Cantona on the Michael McIntyre
No,
show.
what did he do?
Singing his
New
songs.
What do you think of that? Cantor's musical career.
I went on holiday with my brother over Christmas, and we was in some bar. Just me and my brother. We was in some bar in Mexico, just listening to Cantona on my AirPods. It was fucking weird.
Would you see him live?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
He's my brother's favourite United player.
Oh, brilliant.
And my brother's like a massive Red, so he's my brother's number one, because my brother's 36.
Right,
yeah.
So
perfect age
that
for that
would have been Cantona. Thing. So I chose him. They were really annoyed with Phil Neville. They were livid that I chose Phil. But I only chose him because I chose Gary and I didn't want to leave him out. I thought
because imagine Christmas Day at their house when you've picked him, you picked Gary but you haven't picked Phil.
Yeah.
That's not fair, is it?
Well, honestly, I chose it. I think I chose some good ones. I had Roy Keane.
Yeah, that's good.
That
Yeah,
works.
quality.
Yeah.
I had Beckham.
Nice.
That works.
I can't remember who else.
Go, give us one more. One more name.
I can't remember who
Nicky
else.
Butt?
Oh, I did. No, do you know who I had? Because I've always fancied him. He's the one who I fancied the most out of all the United players. Paul Scholes.
No.
I don't know why I fancy him.
No, really?
He looks like the guy in front of you at the queue at the gym. But I don't know why. He's always done it. He just looks like a plumber.
What about that video? Did that get you going where he ate his daughter's...
He didn't eat it.
He ate he got bite off his daughter's toenail. Have you seen that video?
Well, that won't get me going.
No.
Well,
have you ever seen that video?
My sort of thing.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Can I get you that up while she keeps talking?
It might ruin it.
Yeah,
it might ruin the Paul
it.
Scholes for me.
Sorry.
But yeah, I always thought he was quite fit. Because I've seen that documentary, Class of 92.
Yeah.
See what I mean? My brother's...
There's the picture of him.
I don't need to see that. But yeah, my
Sorry.
brother's always tried to get me into United. So he made me watch that documentary. Tries to make me go to like a game a year, but I just... I kind of...
Yeah, it's nice of you to still make the effort, though.
Yeah,
does he come and do like anything that you're up to? Does he like your hobbies? Do you try and get him into
we do.
stuff?
We went when we was in Mexico, because it was just us two. We went to Mexican wrestling.
Fucking quality.
This last year we went and watched WWE live. That was fucking mint.
Do you love WWE stuff like that?
We did when we was kids. Now I'm not as into it, but it's just like the euphoric. Like,
yeah.
But we do loads of stuff. He's like one of my best mates, my brother's so sad that night.
No, that's
but
lovely.
it's like so now we go on days out together. So last year we went Limp Bizkit. We went and watched Limp Bizkit. That was great, and it was so funny because I wouldn't leave the side because he wanted to jump in the mosh pit. And there was like liquid being thrown at a cups, and he said that was pee. And I was like, the only pee I want to get covered in is positivity. I'm not getting involved in any of that. So yeah, we just like stood on the sides. But there was other comedians who I knew who were there.
Oh, lovely.
They were texting me like, come join in. And I was like, No.
Not for you.
So I kind of ruined it for my brother.
No, but that's still nice. You were there with him.
I was there, and I had a good time, and I'd still got involved in rolling.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was good.
Quality. I'm looking at your. How often do you go on your Wikipedia page?
Must be a lot. If I had one, I'd go on it all the time.
Never. I went through it about 2 months ago because that's when I found out I had one, and
Oh,
it was
did you?
quite detailed.
It's got a lot on it.
Does that worry you in a way?
I
How
don't
much
know
people
who
know
wrote
about
it.
you?
I don't know who wrote it though. I feel like did
Yeah.
my agent write it or did
Oh, nice.
someone? I don't know. Did someone? Who cares? Who's
Who cares?
reading it?
Who cares? One of the show.
But
I'm reading it right
I
now.
do know before I had Wikipedia, I was on like Wiki something.
Nice.
I can't remember what it was, and I remember someone showing it me, and it described me as being of moderate weight.
What?
And
Why is it describing you like you're cattle or something?
know.
Like you're to be sold at auction.
And I was so
Of moderate weight.
Were you so
I was like, I'm ill. I'm too thin, if anything. This is disgusting. But I was like, oh no. But I don't Google myself. I Google myself quite a bit, but I only Google myself to get ticket links to tours. So when people are like, oh, where are you? I just Google. I don't Google what am I doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm honestly not that bothered.
Are you living back round Manchester now? Are you living in London for a bit? How's it all coming back
Is that on
home?
Wikipedia?
No. That's just because I've listened to an interview before.
Oh, right, no, yeah.
So how is that now? Being back round on the northwest?
Great. I was in London for 2.5 years, and the last year I was saying to my agent, I was like, I'm going to burn this place to the ground.
Why? Because you hear that. What was it about it? Like, just a little bit shit.
I never really wanted to leave Manchester. I was just told like it's the best. Like try and get more telly, and to be honest, it did work. So I can't argue with it. But I'd rather do less telly and be home.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather. And here I can like work a bit less. My rent's cheaper.
Yeah.
Like I can have a weekend off every now and then instead of gigging every weekend. It's a very boring answer.
No, well, it's a nice answer.
And also, I want to be near me grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did that get me emotional, Joe?
Everything gets you emotional. You like grand talk though, don't you? You're quite a big grand guy.
Yeah, grands are great.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Well,
Do you know what I
my
mean?
grand's in the 90s. Her and my granddad had the 70th wedding anniversary yesterday.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
I know, they've been married
what's
70
that?
years.
What is that? So
70 years.
No.
70 years.
But what is? So like 50
You got
is
married
gold,
70 years ago.
60 is platinum. What's 70?
I don't know.
We're getting to like minerals that
I don't
have
think
yet to be
people
discovered.
have done it.
That's
Right,
never
here we
happened
go.
before. It's got to be
But
like
I do know. I asked them what they
diamond.
did to celebrate. They went to Lidl in the day, and then they came back. They had steak and onion and a jacket potato.
Oh,
If
fuck
anyone-
you well,
yes.
that.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Apparently it's platinum.
Oh, it is platinum.
Platinum.
Yeah.
What's 80? That's never
Fuck
happened.
me.
No
Has
one's
anyone ever got
done
to
it.
80?
No one's done it.
To do 80 would be.
Sapphire.
Oh.
Oh no, oak is for 80.
Oak. You can't come back around to
shite.
oak. Number one is paper, and then basically, if you make it to 80 years, it just circles
There's
back around.
oak here. That's shit, isn't it?
That's
Unless
terrible.
it's like the oak of like the first ever tree.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve.
How would you get married for 8 years? Would you get married if you're
16.
16?
Yeah. Oh no, that's
And
not
you
legal.
go
Well, probably
90s.
8 years ago it was.
And then 96, you'd have to
Yeah,
be.
that's
And you got to hope that the other one's still kicking
that's
about.
doable, but
How
so
old are
unlikely.
you now?
I am 28.
30.
Oh, I'm older than both of you.
Yeah, well, we're in the same age bracket, innit?
We're not married. You're the closest to getting married.
I'm engaged, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need to sort it out. It's hassle, you know.
No, I'm still shagging my ex, so I'm like as far back as you can be
That's
from
that's
getting
literally
married. Yeah.
before
So
the
I'm not
starting
admitting-
line, isn't it?
What?
Are you in a relationship at a minute?
No, I've split up. Me and my ex have split up.
All right.
But we still speak all the time.
Oh, that's not. Is he
So
living
I
around
need
here?
to get over that and then move on.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
he's
no.
Scouse.
He's Scouse. How's that been?
Ew, it was alright. It was alright. It was like Romeo and Juliet.
Well, someone else who's in a relationship, Ethan James, ladies and
Oh, we've
gentlemen.
not even said hello to bloody Ethan. How are you,
I don't
mate?
forget.
Your people are probably worried, thinking, "Is this a
What have you
podcast?
had more of in your life, Ethan?
Is this
Pies or...
penis? Was that the
Yeah.
offer?
Yeah, they're the options.
I probably favour more in favour of pie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably because of taste.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it depends what you like.
Depends
if
what
you're
pie
in the
it is,
mood
doesn't it?
for it. It's, both of you've got to be in the mood for them, really.
Yeah.
yeah, some pies can fall a bit flat, can't they?
Just a little bit.
Cheese and onion.
Oh, actually.
Do you not like a
go
cheese and
fuck
onion
yourself.
pie?
I make an amazing
Do you?
chef.
You could cook?
My grandma taught me how to make my own short crust pastry when I was about 8.
Love it.
I can make short crust pastry. I don't do it, but I've done it before where I can make it without weights because I didn't have weights, so I measured it from eyesight.
Of the mind.
That's top level pastry making, isn't it?
But that's just because I've made so many pies. Because when I was at uni, I didn't.
This is the most like Manx story ever, isn't it? Just I was brought up on pie.
Yeah. So I went Salford Uni, but even though I'm from Manchester, I still lived there because I wanted the uni experience, whatever. So when I was in student halls, we did a thing called Pie Days, right? Where
Great.
everyone would go get stoned all day, and I'd bake about 5 or 6 different types of pies. Then all the
lots of pressure on you,
all the
isn't there?
stoners would come and eat me pies and give me like the best compliments, and I'd just stand there receiving my compliments, and that's how I would get my high.
Really?
I loved it.
It cost you about 250 quid in ingredients, but it's worth it for the compliments.
No, it was. But they all chipped in, and then I baked.
Oh, that's good.
And
so
like,
did they.
If you're baking pies in bulk, it's quite cheap, like flour in
Mr.
bulk.
Kipling, he's told us that, hasn't he? He's taught us that lesson.
Tomorrow.
So what's put chewing gum under this table, by the way?
That's pretty
Sorry,
disgusting.
but what is that?
This is your place of
This
work,
is a private
Joe.
studio that we run.
Step out of it.
Chewing gum under there.
We have...
Do other people rent this room?
No, this is literally where
Just
Joe
us
works all
doing
day.
that.
I'm pretty sure it's not you when you've been stoned.
Smells like mine.
Oh,
Dunno.
God.
It's not going to be that.
Can I talk about some of the TV you've done, including Fast Food Face Off?
I hate speaking about telly.
No, tell us about
It's
Fast Food
embarrassing.
Face
Fast
Off.
food face off.
Tell us about
Right, so it's a show that I did during lockdown. Like it was. So don't get me wrong, guys. I'm really glad I did the show. At the time, I was a vegetarian.
When it starts with that,
You were a
know it's not
vegetarian
going
at the
well.
time.
So I was a vegetarian, and I hadn't eaten meat in like 7 years. And then they were like, "Oh, we need you to eat meat to host this show." Because it was a show about takeaways. Bear in mind, it had been locked down, and I kind of needed the money. So I was like, "Oh, I eat meat. Don't worry about it." So I ate meat for the show. But then I actually ate meat a week before the show.
To practice?
Because I've not had it in years, so I didn't want to like shit myself on camera.
When they turn up at World's Strongest Man, they've been working out, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? Same principle.
So I wanted to like train my body up because I was going to have I was having chips with steak on it, so I didn't want to like just poo my pants. So I like trained my body up and then went and did it, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I still eat meat. And
It's
I
so
thought
good
I'd go
though,
back
isn't it?
to being a vegetarian,
It's
but
not
I've
possible.
not.
Oh, it's quite
possible.
difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
We try and eat less meat.
Could you
us
ever
lot.
be vegetarian, do you think?
Well, we try, like, me and my partner don't buy meat in the house, but when we go out, we do, like, it's like treating ourselves, do you know what I mean? So
when you
throughout
say
the
you
week,
don't buy meat in the house, what did you invite me around for the other day?
What do you mean?
You said it was darts and...
Yeah, but that was because it was a special guest.
What was it again?
Thai food.
Which
was like a beef shin Thai dish. It was quite nice, actually. But we...
And also, sorry, I've been around your house just twice, Joe.
Yeah.
And one time I've had a full English, and the other time you made me chicken wings. It was like a brisket of
Yeah,
sorts.
there's chicken wings and a brisket in there. Yeah, 2 different types
For a
of meat.
special occasion, the full
For
English...
guests.
Yeah, for guests. The full English was the Women's World Cup final, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, which is, classic. Everyone around the country was making a full English for the
Yeah,
Women's World Cup final.
Britannia. We're in the final
the
against Spain.
Lionesses.
Was it in the morning, the final?
Yeah, you should remember that.
Yeah, I was in Leeds.
Did you not watch it? What do you mean you were in Leeds?
I don't know what else I could say that would...
You thought you had more to that story.
Well, I don't know, we just sat
Leeds.
outdoors and watched it in a little square in Leeds. My dad, they didn't allow beers, and so my dad had to stand at the side, and I didn't get to watch it with him. It was quite sad that we lost. So, at least you had your full English. And what was the other one then? What was your other excuse?
When I come down with me, we did come down with me, Joe, and
that's
Ethan.
nice.
Yeah.
Who won?
Well, we've not decided yet because Joe's not done his yet.
Okay.
It's
do it
been
though.
4 months ago, but it's the taking part that counts.
Yeah.
Would you do a pie if people were coming around?
I think I would. People would expect that of me, so
Yeah.
I would do something different.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but I would.
But you can literally make a short crust with your eyes closed.
Yeah, but I can.
Surely.
I'm quite good at cooking, just in general.
Yeah.
Pretty good at cooking.
Can I ask? You talked about we work at Old Trafford. What other mad jobs have you had to do? Because obviously, being in your line of work, sometimes the work's there and it's not, and like you might have to keep doing stuff on the side.
Yeah, so the last couple of years,
It's comedy.
it's just been comedy. But like I've been doing this 9 years, so the first like 5 years, you're not really making much money, so you have to do jobs on the side. And I did everything. Worked in loads of restaurants. Call centre. I got sacked after like 3 weeks.
Why?
Because I said dog shit on the phone. So that.
What was the call centre?
So it was one that hired performers, so they work around your schedule because then you're like good on the phone.
Yeah.
But there was the girl who did it. It was my line manager. She were in Waterloo Road, right? And I feel like she were pissed off that she's not in Waterloo Road anymore. And she was very strict. Like you could go in that job in your pajamas, like you could wear what you want. But she was the only one who wore a lanyard, and you're like, fucking calm down.
Yeah, come on.
So anyway, she used to listen to me calls because I was on like probation. I was only there 3 weeks. I was on probation because you're only supposed to be on the phone for like 15 minutes maximum, but I was on the phone for over an hour twice.
just
chatting. Just chatting. So then the second time I was on the phone and it got to like 40 minutes. So then she was like, coming over with a watch or whatever, and she then started listening to my call, and she came over like, put the phone down, and I knew I was going to get sacked, so I was like, I'm on the phone, and then
it's your job.
Yeah,
it's not like.
But were you successful in these long calls? Like, did you get? Oh, yeah. What you worried about?
But it was this woman, because I remember this woman like was having a laugh. I wasn't just chatting shit, like I was having a laugh with people on the phone.
That does sound like another way of saying chatting shit then.
No, but I mean, like, I wasn't just talking and they weren't saying anything. Like,
it was back and forth.
Yeah, we was having a nice time. And this woman was saying, I've had a shit day, you've really made me feel better. So I was like, I'm not going to put the phone down on her. Yeah. And I know I'm going to get sacked. And then she was like, I'm just going in the garden a sec, Josh, to pick my dog's shit up. And I went, you pick your dog's shit up. And then that's what they got me on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's rubbish, isn't it?
But I don't think I did anything. Well, I don't think I was good at the job.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times I would feel too mean to ask people for money.
Yeah.
And then I used to just talk too much. So I got sacked.
So you couldn't really have been much worse at the job.
No.
So you didn't do the job, and also you took too long to not do it.
Yeah. But everyone in the call centre loved me, so I was good for morale.
Yeah.
You need that.
Do you know
sometimes.
what I mean? Like, it's a shit job, so it's nice to have someone to like whisper in your ear and be
bring
like,
everyone up a little
"Cheer up,
bit."
slag." Like, everyone needs that. So I was doing that for quite a bit. Did that, for a couple of weeks. Worked in loads of different restaurants. Was quite.
Yeah, well, you're out at restaurants, like serving, waiting on and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
all right at that. But then, what else did I do? Oh, I was a cyclist delivery driver for Uber Eats, but I only did that for a couple of weeks because I accidentally cycled on the Mancunian way and then started crying and then came off and ate the pizza and deleted the app. So that was mental.
You just needed like a little bit of therapy piece.
For those who don't know, Mancunian Way is a fucking hectic road.
It's a dual carriageway on top of a bridge with no escape.
Yeah.
How did
couldn't put it back myself.
Like, I don't
It took
know
me
how you got
ages
on there,
to
but
figure
where
out
did
I was on
Did
there.
you just keep going then when
I
you were
got
on
on
there?
near Piccadilly. Do you know when it comes
fuck,
on near Piccadilly?
Yeah.
So then I didn't get off till like where I don't know. Further on, it was so bad, and then all my family loved it. But that was when I was like, I was trying to find a job that worked around comedy because I was making money from comedy, but it's so hard to make the leap. And get rid of your day job. It's so scary. But that was one of the things where I was like, no, I need to.
Did you do it? Was it good pizza when you came off?
I was like crying.
Whilst eating?
Yeah, I can't remember what the food was like. I remember eating the pizza, the bite being on the floor, me phoning my dad and crying. Another time I cried. This is so bad. I'm not good at jobs. I'm good at stand-up, so people should come and watch me live. But I'm not good at jobs. And another job I had was I was working as one of those charity muggers in the street, right? I was raising money for deaf kids, right? And I
love that. Just a flick of the hand, like, fuck them.
No, but I mean, like, it was so hard.
It's a deaf kid, something like that, some old shit.
£10 minimum. And was trying to help like deaf kids in school. That's a hard sell. When you're on the same street as like cancer research, that's a difficult sell. So you just get told to like fuck off all the time. And I remember we was outside the Arndale near. Do you know where the tram stop? bit is
Yeah.
near the
Near Primark.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the other end.
the other end, near Printworks. And I was there, and so I love Saran Jones. Do you know Saran Jones?
Yeah.
Like Manchester actress.
Yes.
Great. She was
You
in.
know Sharon Jones?
She was in Coronation Street.
I'd recognise her then. I don't watch
Is she
Coronation
in
Street.
Scott and Bailey.
Visual?
Yeah, Visual.
Yeah, she's good in that.
Yeah, so she's from Chadderton.
Oh.
So yeah, Scott and Bailey, which is my favourite show. It's two female detectives in Manchester solving crime and balancing family life. Genius. Anyway.
I bet sometimes they struggle to get the balance right.
No, they really do. They really do, because they're solving murders and then trying to raise...
How could you possibly...
Leslie Sharp's trying to raise two
Do you know what the
daughters.
worst thing is in those programmes is where the kids are little shits.
Yeah, one of them is she's a
And it's
writer.
like,
don't get it.
You act together.
Honestly.
Because obviously...
There
I'm
is
trying my best here.
There is a scene where it's like the kid is being a dickhead in the bathroom. She won't open the bathroom, and her mum's like, "Come on!" And then her mum's mate bangs on the door and is like, "Your mum talked someone off a building today," and she actually did. She was like, "She saved someone's
She
life."
actually did. No, she did that with him. She actually did.
But like, it's honestly, it's one of the best shows ever. It's like my Game of Thrones. Anyway, I was doing the charity mugging on the street.
Yeah.
And trying to raise money for charity, and basically you just turn to the next person and start chatting because you know
Get their eyes,
you
catch
know
their
you're going to
eyes.
get told to fuck off. So I just turn and start to speak, and it's Saran Jones, and she was in like a two-piece suit. She looked great, and she just come out of Selfridges, and she had Selfridges bag. I froze in the street, just looked at her. Dropped the clipboard, ran in the Andale's toilets, cried for about 15 minutes, phoned my mum, I was like, I've just met Saran Jones, came back and said to my manager, I have to go home. And then went home.
If there was a pizza around, I'd eat it. But there isn't,
Yeah.
so I'm just going home
And
instead.
so it is lucky that I ended up doing this, because I don't think I can do real jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what at the minute? So if people watching this can want to go see you, what are you doing at the minute? Are you on tour at the minute?
I'm on tour at the minute, but this tour's nearly done, so I'm writing next year's
Nice.
tour.
But you do the odd gigs here and there, so we can come watch.
Doing the odd weekend gigs. Well, I'm doing club gigs and stuff, but I'm just mainly working on the new tour. So as soon as one tour's done, I have a couple of months and I do another.
Brilliant.
So like, yeah, I'm writing the next one now, but then on doing my old one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever accidentally say a new joke in the old stuff?
No, because I know I'm not allowed to, and it's so annoying because I've got some new jokes that I love so much, but I can't do them because I want them to come see me
that's
again.
the other one.
So, but it is annoying because I have got some new jokes that I want to do, but I have to wait till I do the next tour.
Oh, that must be interesting because you sat there going, "This is fucking funny."
I've got better stuff than this. Do you ever, when you're telling me
because
anything, this, I've
you
got new
do
stuff
get
better than
better
this.
every year you do it. So, like, you do
great.
feel a bit like this tour's good, but I have a feeling my next one.
We'll put the link and stuff to tour and your socials
Yeah.
in the comments, so people will be able to find it in the description. Sorry.
We're flying through the episode, and it is time. Do you want to get the magical bag, Joe?
You said that a few times.
Shut up.
Oh, that's definitely 9 out of 10. Definitely. Oh, that is sensational!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10.
I asked Joe to get you. Well, I mean, Joe, why don't you read out
Right.
what I asked you to get?
So you text me. Let me just double check what you said. So
no,
you,
don't lie.
I'm looking now. So
try and get
I got a
ours.
text that had clearly been forwarded, and it says steak and kidney pudding, chips, peas, and gravy.
Yeah.
So if we look at the order, now I'm not from Manchester, so I wasn't quite aware of this sort of the minutiae of this order. But if you look at the order, it does say chips, and then it just says steak and kidney.
So it should
Then
be.
it says mushy peas and gravy.
Ethan, do you know what the difference is between pudding and pie? Get it all out.
What about peas pudding?
What?
Peas pudding.
Oh, it feels like a pie.
That's the gravy.
That's
So
the
I
peas
think I
and-
might have
It's
accidentally-
a pie.
Oh, it's a pie.
What's the difference?
One sort of. I mean, Josh, what is the difference between peas and pie?
Right, so
really sorry.
we'll have to Google a picture.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
it
We
on
We'll
there.
put it on the screen as well
So
after.
a pudding. What's that?
I love a chip.
A pudding is suet pastry.
And suet, is that a sort of like a type of fat?
Yeah, so what you're looking at here...
So you chop it open and it opens.
It almost looks like a sort of creme caramel or something shape-wise until you bust into the bad boy.
This is still very good.
You could probably turn it on its head and it looks a little bit like...
It's not the same.
If you flip that upside down, what is the difference?
Because
it's not soft.
Because the suet pastry is soft, so you cut it open and it just like opens up like a flower blooming in the summer.
But
just like boom.
It's hot. It's hot kidney pouring out.
And like with gravy and stuff, it's so good.
I'm really sorry I got that right. I didn't.
But we'll have to all just pretend it's the soft.
But people,
I have had that before.
People only ever get it from the chippy because I've made my own, and it's just a lot of effort.
Is it a ball like?
Yeah, because you have to boil it for fucking hours.
You boil it?
Yeah, you boil it. So it's steamed.
Steamed?
Yeah, that's why it's so wet. Yeah, it's not cooked, it's steamed. That's why it's so thing. And also, they cook it in these specific tin foils that they have made, which are so hard to find. So I ended up just wrapping tin foil around a pint glass. So mine were fucking massive.
A full pint of gravy inside.
If you order it and it came like this, Josh, how would you assemble?
So let's assume that from now on, we're assuming that is a pudding.
Yeah, just pretend that's the...
Right, so turn it upside down.
Turn it upside down, looks all right now. We'll get the best of it.
By any other name.
Right, so you've got the peas. For the audio listeners, got some good mushy peas as well.
So it's from a chip shop as well, isn't it? Which is
we have to consider that it has been sat there for a little bit, so obviously the score, Joe...
Might be worth saying, because I don't know if they do the pudding across the world and across the country. So if you're watching from somewhere that isn't Manchester, this might be more relatable anyway.
Yeah, they don't do the pudding in London, that's why I left.
That's good gravy, that.
Thick, bloody hell.
Yeah.
You have to cut that with a pair of scissors. That's not. What is that? It's like tarmac.
Yeah.
Joe, you got the perfect mouthful. Oh, he's putting it all in. For the audio listeners, Joe had a little bit of pie, chips, gravy, and mushy peas. He's loving it. Now, this particular chippy, maybe not the chips the best.
No.
But all in all, the flavours. Why do you love it so much?
What with gravy? Oh, I have to speak now.
Yeah, well, you have to sell the dream to us.
Well, this is not exactly what my dream was.
Do you mean the food or the podcast?
Yeah. I'm enjoying both,
bit of both
in a weird way.
Good.
That isn't exactly what I dreamt.
Right.
But it's like...
It's nearly there.
It's nearly that. It's kind of like when I was younger... I went on Christmas Eve one night. I went to bed and my mum was pissed, and I heard her say to my brother. My brother was like, "What did you get Josh for Christmas?" She said an Xbox. I was up all night like, "Oh my god, I've got an Xbox." I woke up and it was one of those, do you know those digiboxes with like the 28 channels? So it was like, it wasn't what I wanted, but it was still appreciated.
That's what a lovely message.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can still make the most of what you've got.
Yeah. So this is like my etc. to that situation.
This is your 10-minute preview.
Yeah.
How do we do this, Joe?
Well, we've got to rate it out of 10, haven't we? That is the game.
But do you get a pint for what happens because it's wrong order?
Well, that's right. I'll come to you, Joe.
I have had the steak and kidney pudding before, so I can review that. I know what good chips taste like. The good thing about a chip shop is they're almost sort of the same, really, aren't they? You can get a good one and a bad one, but they all taste the same when they're good.
Yeah.
So if this is a good version of this, I think we've put fish and chips in the 9 out of 10 club before.
Fish and chips got in there.
I think this is better than fish and chips.
Do you?
It's a big claim.
I used to work in a chipper, and this was pudding chips, and pudding sold more than...
Really?
No, actually, I don't know.
Pudding sells more than fish?
I don't know if
That's a big claim.
I don't know if I made that up. In my house, pudding sells more than fish.
Did you like to work in a chippy? Was it all right?
It was my first job when I was 14.
Oh, class.
Yeah, it was all right.
And the benefits, could you get chips?
I used to get a free pie at the end of everything.
Pie, not pudding?
Well, I used to walk home with it. It's hard to walk home eating a pudding.
Yeah,
but you can just eat a pie out the thing. So, yeah...
For me, it's very good. It's nice.
Oh, he's going to be tight here, Josh.
I like it a lot. I love chippy.
Do you prefer chippy gravy to chippy curry?
I usually would go curry, but that's if I'm having fish. If I'm having a pie...
You can't have gravy and fish, that's fucking mental.
But if I'm having a pie, I would go gravy.
100%.
Yeah,
so this combo works for me. Let's get that out there from the very start. I'm into it.
So would you rather It's basically, the question is, would you rather pie and gravy or fish and curry?
Well, here's the beauty of the 9 out of 10 club. We can enjoy both.
Okay.
They can both be
Yes,
in.
we can.
So
You
for
can,
me,
but I disagree. I wouldn't put the fish in it.
this isn't the game.
yeah.
You're,
Why
you're
just
here
change
to
the rules?
you're here to present
I'm
your
allowed
dish.
opinions as well.
I think we can't now extract fish and chips out of the 9 out of 10 club. I'm going to say that this is 9 out of 10. I think it's brilliant. I love a pie. I love the pudding. Obviously, chips from a chippy are fantastic. Peas from a chippy.
Hanging out your ass with an hangover.
This is unbelievable.
It's so good.
Ethan, I mean, you were slagging off the chips when you came over, but what did you make of the rest of the meal?
No, fish is much better than a pie.
He loves being controversial.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
it's not controversial.
He won't just let you have your moment, Josh. He's slagging
Fish
you
is
off.
alright,
Yeah.
but I only really get it when I'm at a chippy down south.
All right. Because you can't get the pudding.
Well, they've got fuck all else to offer you. That chippies are wank.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that parsley sauce that they have? What is that? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Where they do like a pie with like parsley sauce,
Oh, yeah,
that
that
green
looks
sauce.
crazy.
I've never had it, but I've seen it. I see that guy. What's his name? Who's always in the
Bosch guy, the Bosch
Yeah.
guy, Mike, yeah.
I see him.
Oh, is it one of those fancy pies when
No,
you're
it's
at a
like-
train station? It's like 12 quid for a pasty and you just want to slap him.
The Cornish pasty company. No, it's the other end. It's like £3 for a big plate, and it's just pissing green vinegar everywhere.
Oh, that's awful. Ethan,
That's
what would
a
you
bit
rate
bad.
it out of 10 then? The pudding, peas.
Well, I would love to have the pudding one day.
Oh, don't be like that.
Oh,
I'm
oh.
sorry, I messed up.
Well, I
The
would.
pudding is really nice. It's so soft and gentle. And it's really good if like you can't have solid foods.
Yeah.
Like if something happens to your teeth, I recommend the pudding. Or just like when you're older.
Yeah, puddings sell out in
Yeah.
sort of palliative care hospices,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
move for puddings.
The mobile chippy
You
that
can
comes
suck a
out.
pudding through the gap in your front teeth.
Of course you can. I've said it once, I've said it twice. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 as well, because I always give the guests 9 out of 10, because that's just a thank you for coming on. So
It makes its way into the 9 out of 10 club. Brilliant.
Would you actually give it a 9?
I really do like pudding, chips and gravy, and that's just not me slagging you off again, Joe, but pudding is unbelievable.
Pudding is good.
Pudding is good, and we will do it one more time. We'll do a redemption one day where we bring in pudding for you in your memory.
I'll come on and have pudding.
Yeah,
That'd be
of course.
great.
He said something then. Right, we're going to wrap up. Thank you very much for joining us. Josh, everything about what you're doing is in the description, but is there anything else you want to plug? Nah, he's got to.
Just go through all of that. You've got as much time as
Just
you want.
why don't you just enjoy your lives and be happy to someone today?
What a lovely way of saying it.
I'll slap him and have a pudding.
See you later on.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.
Wave, Ethan. Come on.
Yeah. Ta-ra. See ya.